What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I want to talk to you guys about the interview that I just saw. It was an interview about they were interviewing Anthony Joshua, and Eddie Hearns was there also. And it was a fight hype. I'll bring you guys the source, but they were asking Anthony Joshua what did he feel about the fight. Between Wilder and Fury. And of course, him being cool, calm, and collective you know, real nonchalant. You know, he was just simply like, "Hey, I wish those guys the both of luck. I got to fight one or two of them or both of them at one point. We're in the same weight class. The same division, the same era. So we're two champions. So yes, eventually we have to fight. That has to happen. Sooner or later it has to happen. And then and the thing is, he's absolutely right, but one thing I want to add that he also said to that, he said, he offered to fight to Fury. He'd offered to both of them, but he was talking about Fury, and he said, well, Fury wanted 50 and 60%. He said it on Twitter, he wanted 50 or 60% to fight me. And it was like, dude, get real. You've been sitting around for 2 years. How you figure you want 50%, 60% or whatever? He said, well, I'll fight them as long as they come back to reality from fantasy. You know what I'm saying? And I know what he meant by that, and he simply meant, they're asking for too much money. They're basically pricing themselves out, or using that as an excuse not to fight, whichever one you pick, because it's the same thing because no one's going to fold on that type of money. So that's when the deals become hindered and stopped, rather. Not even hindered. They're just stopped. But yeah, and it was one of them things where when the fight was in negotiation, when it was rumored, people didn't even want to see Joshua versus Fury because they knew what kind of condition Fury was in. So the question is, since Joshua wants, and he's acknowledging that, people were telling him his insight, hey, nobody wants to see you fight Fury. That wouldn't be a fight that's not even fair. That wouldn't even be fair to Fury. You fight him now. And then, of course, those negotiations were this year. You know what I mean? So this year and last year. So if they're not ready, or if the time is not ready for Fury, so if Fury is not ready to fight Joshua, right? And people are acknowledging this fact, because I believe it's a fact. We'll know how true it is come fight day, whenever that fight date is made, which is not one made as of yet, but we will find out pretty soon. How does it make it still right for Deontay Wilder to fight Fury and make that a legitimate fight to the claim? Frank Warren saying whoever wins out of these two heavyweights will be the best heavyweight. It would be the same case if they had Fury winning the two fights, or fighting two more fights to get him ready. Someone with a better resume that they can throw him in with, kind of increase, the skill of fighter at this point. You know what I mean? And then the fourth one would kind of be parallel, but he's not doing it. They're just throwing him in there with Wilder just because, the negotiations went through. See, you look at this. See, if Fury gets knocked out, right, he would only have attempted a ballsy move due to other negotiations falling through. So basically, you got your head knocked off or got knocked out because of someone else's negotiations, and you felt, oh, I need to do this, and then you took a chance and you lost on that opportunity. But then everyone that's him, that's Fury. But then look at it, the way he gets knocked out. If he gets knocked out in a bad way, and it really, I don't think there's no bad way to get knocked out by Wilder, because if he hits you, you're going down. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen anyone hit yet to get hit by that punch that he throws and did not go down, that he's been in the ring with. You know what I'm saying? So I got to add that. But still, he goes out there looking out of shape, looking like he's not in fighting shape. He will not get credit for that. That's exactly why the fans of Joshua, did not want the Joshua Fury fight, because they knew Joshua wasn't ready. What, he's all of a sudden ready? That's the thing about it, man. The fight will not, he will not have the credit for it, and then it's going to go back to the drawing board after he knocks out Fury. Then he's going to want more money for knocking out Fury, and then he's going to get a few $1 million more. He might get 17 million from the 15 or 18 million. He's not going to take that because he thinks he's the A side after he does that. How would he figure he's the A side if he beats someone that wasn't even ready for the other guy? You know what I mean? That rule or that truth don't change just because he's fighting another guy. The whole fact of the matter is he's not ready yet. He needs more preparation. That's it. He needs to prepare himself more. He needs more rounds, and he needs 2 more fights. But the fight will happen, and then Joshua's one of them dudes that none of this stuff's bothering him. You know what I mean? He's joking and laughing like he always does. You know what I mean? It's like, Wilder's the only one upset, pissed off, and, because he's fighting Wilder, he's fighting Fury. So I don't know, man. I seen the media workout too with Joshua. It looks good. Now Wilder looked good too. You know what I mean? Wilder's always in good shape. I think he's just genetically built a certain way. He's tall, lean, and powerful. You know what I'm saying? So I never seen Wilder out of shape. He was skinnier for the Ortiz fight, and I think that helped him. I think 210 is good on him. I think 220. I think he was faster at 210. So, he said he was sick, but it was for his for his best advantage because I think he was a little quicker because, he was lighter. You know what I mean? And he still had the power, so that didn't go anywhere. That's freakish God-made power, God-given power. So I don't think that was the case. But, yeah, the fight's going to happen, sooner or later. It's just, if it will, if it's not too much BS involved, so, but yeah, I wanted to talk about that with you guys because, Joshua really didn't feel comfortable fighting that guy. And he said it, I don't feel comfortable fighting Fury because I know he's not ready. So Fury taking a fight with Tyson Fury now, that automatically tells you right there that they're not really going to give him a massive increase on that contract or adjust that contract by that much by knocking out Tyson Fury. So I'm just letting you Wilder fans know that time in this situation will occur. Okay, this predicament is already a roadblock already set up because it's like, okay, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna knock out Tyson Fury, and then the way you knock him out, he might knock him out cold. Who knows? And then if he does that, then he's going to want credit for that. And you know what? Everybody's going to turn around and say, you know what? He wasn't ready. No way. We could tell the way he got in the ring the first 2 or 3 rounds. He wasn't ready. He wasn't fast. He wasn't quick. He doesn't look like he had the energy, the endurance, the stamina. He didn't look like he had any of that, So yeah, Wilder just got an easy win fight, an easy money, an easy money grab. That's what they're going to call it. They're going to call it a massacre. A sacrifice, that's what they're going to call that. And Tyson Fury was the lamb. So that's what's going to happen, man, And then according back to this interview, them not wanting to take a fight with Fury and on top of Fury wanting so much money just proves why these fights don't get made. It's not even about ducking. Again, you guys that listen to these videos about me, we've just abolished the word ducking in this particular situation. It wasn't ducking. It was refusing to sign a contract because you didn't have money on both ends. Fury wanted too much money. Wilder wanted too much money. They thought they were worth more, so they didn't get that. They didn't sign that contract. You know what I mean? Because they want, Wilder now wants to be A side. And Spence is talking just like him. And I've talked about Spence. So Spence is turning into a welterweight version of Wilder, and it's crazy. So these guys are wanting a lot of money. So, this is one thing apparent. They definitely believe in themselves, and their egos are boosting them to believe in themselves to the utmost. No doubt about it. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this particular video, and I will bring the source below. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.